It's time for some motivational and helpful quotes for you fellow Albion Online players. Let's just get right into it. Here's a thing that a lot of people make a mistake with when I talk to them. They're like, oh, I have to go fame farm. No, you shouldn't think like that. You should say, I get to go fame farm. At least you get to fame farm. At least you have a set you can fame farm with. Just change your language. I get to go fame farm today. Imagine if you had no fame farming gear. Then you wouldn't get to be able to fame farm. It could be worse. You could be a new player with no good gear. But look, I mean, when you have the gear, I get to go fame farm. Oh, I have to go gathering. You get to go gathering. You get to go gathering. Just change your language. At least you have a mount for gathering. You know, most people don't have one. Oh, I have to do the CTA. You get to go to the CTA because you have this beautiful guild that loves you. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm full of crap. But the frames I've installed in my mind are all beneficial to me. If that makes me crazy and full of crap, good. Because now I can't lose. If you're my friend, you just can't be timid. I got ganked. Well, get the hell up. The heck's wrong with you? Go to Reddit later, get some food, get some potions. I mean, come on. Frickin' getting ganked near me. Timid much? None of my friends would have those problems because I don't roll with normies. I am now the most famous person in Albion. I'm more Googled than Robin Hinkies or Big Lips McGee. Look it up. I'm the most Googled player in Albion. You're not going to get Chads purely because you have an Avalonian Basilisk. Chads don't give a crap. They don't care. Let me tell you what you get if you buy an Avalonian Basilisk. The only people that genuinely adore you when you have an Avalonian Basilisk and they see it ride past, and their eyes start lighting up and they start waving their hands, and they'll do anything to get your mount, are red zone gankers. So unless you're in a guild, there's no point in having an Avalonian Basilisk. Buy it because you enjoy it yourself. A YouTuber can only cheat if he's loyal to someone else. If there's a creator that I truly love, and I go out and gank, and then I go hang out with another streamer and I don't care about them and I only love the other streamer, that's not cheating, that's exercise. But if they even talk to another content creator, that's cheating. When you reach a certain level of status, you can tell a guild, look, I love you with all my heart, but you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm in charge because this is my character. You're on the swole train and we're headed to Success Station. I'm the one driving it, and if you're going to be on my train, certain things are going to happen. I hate when gamers say that, when it's like, you ask a guild if you can join them and they say yes, and then they say, oh my god, they said yes! Why are you with the guild that would say no? Why are you with the guild, paying their guild tax, sleeping on their guild islands, not messing around, not hanging out with your friends, behaving yourself on Reddit, coming back to the hideout, doing all this crap for that guild, and you're not 1,000% sure they would say yes? And you're sitting there going like, I hope they say yes! And then if they do, you're happy? When you feel like crap, it's supposed to be warning you that your character is crap, and something must change. And it's supposed to inspire you to grind harder. I know people that are sad, but it inspires them to grind more. They're like, I don't want this Albion life, screw this, I'm getting rich. There's also people there that are like, oh, I'm sad, I don't know why. It's because you're broke, it's because you're weak, it's because you haven't grinded. Nobody told you at any point that this game was supposed to be fun all of the time. You're not supposed to be happy and having fun. Happiness is when you own 100 guild halls. And you newbies ain't earned it. Have you ever met a guy that's just covered in 8.4, he's got max spec? And you're like, hey bro, how'd you do that? You been going out and fame farming? It's like, nah bro, it just happened, like on accident. Oops. No, he built that character purposefully. He grinded correctly. He knew what he was doing. He had a plan. Every rich player in Albion knows exactly what they're doing. You're sitting there saying you want to be rich. You don't even have a plan to get rich. How the heck are you going to get rich on accident? How's that going to happen? Oops. I'm a millionaire. You wake up when the alarm goes off. You go to your CTA. Sorry. CTA. Hi, guild leader. Imagine you're just sitting in Bridgewatch, you know, having an invisibility potion, and Martlock just rolls through with crossbows. Some guy next to you just gets one-shotted. You're gonna sit there and be like, waiting to die like a little twerp. I'm gonna be like, oh, bang, oh, seen that before. Boom, boom, duck and dive and take one Martlock guy out. Take their crossbow and take out all of Martlock like a G. I don't play games. And they don't like it when I said, what quality is your transport mammoth? Every single player has went through grinding and boredom. It's going to be boring to get strong, boring to get rich, boring to become important. It's going to be boring to be good with guilds. You're going to get let down a bunch of times. You have to be prepared for the boredom. If you're not ready for boredom, you're never going to be anything that matters. My Albion coach used to tell me when I would come into the game, he'd ask, what do you hate the most? And I would say, I hate fame farming. And he'd be like, okay, you're going fame farming. And I would say, why? And he would say, well, whatever you hate is what you need. Whatever you hate is what you need. I wanted to dungeon gank, I wanted to yellow zone gank, no problem. I didn't want to grind. That's what you need, and that's what Albion's all about. You're not going to be able to go through Albion avoiding grinding if you want to become a player of quality. People who grind every day do not want to grind every day. They are not motivated to grind every day. It is something else. Motivation is not the right word. They are disciplined! Every freaking day, there are things that I don't want to do that I still do. It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only feel like doing what you want to do, you know what you end up doing? You end up sitting around with a belly, drinking tier 2 healing potion bullcrap. That's what you only do if you do what you feel like doing. You wake up and you must say, I don't feel like grinding, but I must grind. I will only drink tier 6 healing potions. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like doing. That's the difference between a gamer and a casual. You do not become a gamer by doing what you feel like doing. You become a gamer by doing what you're supposed to freaking do. The men on the ZVZ didn't feel like dying that day. It is your duty not to be a low-spec piece of crap. Going to the black zone and seeing high numbers when they kill one mob is how they disguise their laziness. And I'll tell you why. Because if you're not a lazy individual, the first thing you do is dedicate your entire life to grinding. Like I said, every grind session I go to is work. Every mount that I ride is work. I'll film it, I'll use it, whatever it is. Every single thing that I do inside of Albion is work. Once I've used all of my human time, every single waking second grinding, and now I have a pile of work I can no longer complete, then I look to streamline. Then I go, okay, I've been grinding for 19 hours and I'm still not at maximum spec yet. I need to find a more efficient way to fame farm. That's when you start being smart and efficient. But until all of your time has been used, being smart and efficient is just a disguise for laziness. You don't need to be smart or efficient, you need to freaking work. If you could max out your specs and it didn't take any work or any effort, any years of grinding, any mental strength to grind through the boredom, if you could just quickly click the Destiny board and make everything maxed out, nobody would choose to not have specialization at maxed, out. They would not choose to not have maxed out crafting. No one would choose to have a slow, fat, overweight character that can't move or run. No one would choose to have tier 2 healing potions over the tier 6 healing potions. So when these newbies complain that they've been playing for months and they aren't max spec, it's not that they don't want it, it's that they don't have the mental fortitude to do the grinding to get to it. Use a stalker jacket. You don't need a Hellion jacket. Oh, my health's low, I need to regenerate my health. From the beasts of Albion to the fishes in the sea, I know everything. What I say is gospel. So firstly, the fact that I said it makes it true. When you go to the faction vendor and you sign up for a faction transport and you're trotting down the street, you are a target. You think there's something wrong with you. You say, oh, I lack motivation. You hear this one? I don't have the motivation to grind. Here's the newsflash, neither did I. And I still did it. So now what you gonna say? Now you have no excuse, right? Oh, you're scared to go do statics by yourself. So was I. I still did it. Scared to go into dungeons. So was I. I still did it. Being a gamer is not about not feeling things. It's acting how you're supposed to act irregardless of how you feel. This once again ties into your network, the people around you. When you say you feel a certain way, if they don't check you, why are you hanging around with them? If you're going to sit there and be like, I feel sad, and then your friend's like, oh, bro. Oh, you feel bored, bro? Oh, sorry to hear that, bro. Oh, you're bored, bro? Oh, we're bored too, bro. I was bored last week. What the heck's wrong with you? I feel bored. Oh, shut up. My boys around me. There is no weakness in my circle. You gotta create your reality. I don't feel motivated. I feel bored. Feel. Leave the feelings to the casuals, right? That's what they do. We act. We're gamers of action. We get things done, so our characters got built. All of it. All the gamers that built the shop stalls, they were scared. They still did it. You need to become a gamer of action. Stop worrying about how you feel and start worrying about what you're supposed to do. You're the only person that can make this work, and you are the only person that can mess this up. Oh, but the bubbles. You're scared of bubbles, you little pipsqueak? Imagine shooting a player with your bolt casters, and he stands there, unfazed. Robin Hinkies himself, the War Gloves master, has given me a hand hardener. He said I have to at least punch this 1,000 times a day. I don't want to piss off Robin Hinkies. So, it is punching wood. It does hurt. My new training. I'd go to bed at night as a newbie, and I'd think about it. I'd look it up on the market, and it was a Journeyman's Transport Ox. There were 13,000 silver, and back then I had like 50 silver. And then I looked up how much a Command Mammoth cost, and it was over 220 million silver. And I said, there are people with 220 million silver for a mount. And I was like, how? If I went out and gathered for 6 years and saved every penny, if I never repaired and just walked without a mount and didn't eat, I still couldn't buy a Command Mammoth. How are people doing this? I couldn't sleep at night when I was broke. I knew everything was a lie. I knew Reddit was lying to me. I knew I had to find a way out. I was sitting there going, I refuse to live my Albion year to be some second-class gamer lobby when there's people in this game that get to do whatever the hell they want. I understand completely how hard it can be to lose a guild that you've given your entire Albion life to. And you've done so many nice things, and then because of one thing you did, their innate and insane level of ungratefulness has turned them bitter, and they now talk to you like they hate you over one thing you've done. After thousands of efforts, showing how dedicated you are to them, and even now that you're prepared to die in the CTA, they don't give a crap about you. I understand that pain. That's all I've got for now. I'm Soul Benji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. Let me know in the comments if you figured out what this video is exactly. You know, there is a hidden little meaning in this video. A little fun one, I thought. It was fun to make. Anyway, with that said, click the video on the right side of your screen. If you want to support me, click the join button for more advanced guides that are too good for the public. It's like on Twitch when you subscribe for $5 a month to a channel. Here on YouTube, it's called channel memberships. $5 a month gets you private and more personal videos, which can only be accessed to channel members, and in those videos are just advanced guides, things that are too good for me to release publicly for this game. With that said, thank you so much, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Take care.